You have this dream that you might write, but something's holding you back. You never had anyone to give you feedback. Welcome to Class with Professor Matt. This opening section is really well written, but I think it's just taking us too long to get to the farm. This is a symptom I see a lot in early drafts. I call it the waking up symptom, where you usually begin your scenes where you have to begin any scene as the way you began your day, which is waking up, then you brush your teeth, then you walked to the next room. And what you see is that in revision, you can just cut all that stuff out and begin where the actual story begins. This is a small thing and not something you want to obsess about in your early drafts, but you see how we have the middle of nowhere here and as far as the eye can see here. Those are both cliches. Sometimes you can use cliches on purpose to inflect the way a character speaks or sees the world, but in general, you want to be careful using them. Because we've now opened up more space at the beginning, I think that gives us an opportunity to characterize the farmer. You have an opportunity here to give us a farmer that we've never seen before. And I'd say the same thing with the kids here. So I like that they have blank expressions on their faces, but I'm wondering why. So is it that they've just been through this experience so many times that they're just dead into it emotionally? Or are we supposed to be imagining the girls from the movie The Shining? I think you can just specify that a little bit more and it'll make the story that much more interesting. So now we get to the description of the dogs, and this is where it starts to get really good. Their ears flap through the air as they chase each other around the pen. You can just imagine that. And this is essential because if the story is going to work, if we're going to connect with it emotionally, we need to see the dogs. I always say to my classes that if I'm going to make you a better writer, the first thing I need to do is make you a better reader. There's no shortcut to becoming a better reader or writer. You just need to put in the time, put in the work, put in the years, put in the drafts. And what will happen over time, and you may even notice it starting to develop as you go through this series here, is that your reading will change. You'll start to see the text in a fresh way, and you start to see mistakes jumping out at you that you totally would have just scanned over when you were a younger writer. And that's the sign of progress. One of the things that you'll start to see, especially in early drafts, is a common problem of tense shifts. What that means is that you start in, say, the present tense, and as you're going along in the middle of the story, we switch back to the past tense and then back to the present. An example is right here. The farmer comes out not long after we park. I stood with Mom. You see how we switched into the past tense there? That's like a little speed bump that's just going to knock the reader out of the story. There is no absolute rule about should a scene be in the present, should a scene be in the past. The honest answer is that writers just mess around and see which works better. Try A, try B, try past, try present. It's a lot of trial and error. Even the very best writers will tell you that.